Ahoy and welcome back once again to I Like Watches. For those of you new here, my name's Gary. I like watches and you're here watching this because you like watches too. So I suspect you prefer to watch reviews of good watches, the sort of watches that you might consider buying, watches that represent good value for money. I certainly prefer to review those watches, which is why around 18 months ago I decided to stop reviewing Ciga design watches, more specifically the Blue Planets, because I felt they just weren't representing good value for money anymore, especially when you consider they were housing the Miyota 8215, and some of them cost $1,500. And I don't think the Miyota 8215 should have been anywhere near that watch. And I told them that. I said to them, it's just not a good enough movement when you're charging this sort of money. I was encouraging them or suggesting to them that perhaps they consider using the Miyota 9039. But I never thought it was going to happen, and it didn't happen. They haven't used the Miyota 9039. They've gone one better, I think. They've started to use the Sellita SW200 inside of their new, well, it's actually not a Blue Planet, it's a Moonwalker watch. It's based on the moon. And so now that watch has a movement inside it that I think the watch and the price deserves. I was quite excited to see this new version, and it wasn't another iteration of the Blue Planet because, well, there's been quite a few of those, and I think it's great that they've moved on from that and they've now gone to the moon, and I suspect they'll move on and produce, I don't know, a sun version or a Uranus version or a Mars version. The possibilities are endless, aren't they? And while they're putting this movement inside this watch, it's going to be a watch that I think both you and I are more interested in. Now, strangely, on their website, they've said that there is a Swiss-made movement inside of the watch, and they've called it the CD09. I'm a bit confused with that. It's not the CD09, it is the SW200, and honestly, I think they should be shouting about the fact that they've now started to use the SW200. I think they've given it their own sort of model number because they do have to change the way the movement works a little bit because, well, you have a little moonwalker floating around a moon that stays still. It works a little bit differently, this one, to the Blue Planet. You still have a ring around the outside of the planet, or the moon on this occasion, that rotates for your minutes, and then the moonwalker man points to the hours. It's still not the most legible watch in the world, but you're not going to buy one of these watches because you want a super duper legible watch. You buy these watches because they are just so unusual. They work quite differently and they are a bit of a conversation starter, aren't they? Anyway, there's more to this watch than the movement. Of course there is. You've got this very cool, apparently realistic moon. They've sort of taken very accurate images of the moon and replicated it for this watch. And then you have this, well, quite detailed moonwalker that just sort of floats around the outside. Two pieces of sapphire crystal. I mean, a huge piece of crystal covering the dial. I'm going to call it a dial. Really cool case shape as well. It's polished titanium, this one, and you've got the exhibition case back, so you can see that there is a different movement inside of this particular watch. Only 50 meters of water resistance, but it's enough. Screw down case back, pull, push, crown, sapphire sandwich. It is two pieces of sapphire crystal, and it's very pebble-esque, isn't it? I like the way the crystal sort of blends into the case. No loom on this particular version. They have incorporated loom on other versions, but no loom on this particular watch. And it comes with a very cool strap, really cool packaging, lots of marketing stuff on the website and within the packaging. It's a sort of FKM or fluoro rubber strap. Nice buckle, very nicely finished, a mix of finishing with that buckle. I've also put this one on the time grapher and it's running pretty well. I'm happy with that. In the past, I've had Blue Planet watches that haven't run particularly well well, when you've got the Miyota 8215 inside of them, what should we expect? But this one housing the SW200, I think the expectations should be higher, and I think they've met those expectations on this occasion. So I think for the first time, this is a version of this watch that I can't be too critical about. Well, I don't think I can be critical at all, really. Of course, there'll be complaints when it comes to the price. $1,700 for this watch. It is an awful lot of money, but they've sold a lot of these watches. The Blue Planet has been a massive seller. So there are clearly people out there prepared to spend this sort of money on these watches. And I'll say it again, now this watch has this movement inside it, I think it represents much better value for money. Apart from the price and perhaps the legibility, maybe the lack of lume, I don't think there's anything I can complain about. Now, if you do like the look of this watch, I'll put a link to their website in my video description. It's not an affiliate link, it's just going to take you to their website. I would sign up to their newsletter. You're able to order this watch from the 10th of September if you're interested. There's lots of material and marketing stuff on their website when it comes to this watch, stuff that I haven't really gone into, like how many hours it takes to make the little moonwalker man and how accurate the moon surface actually is. So I think it's well worth heading over to their website and having a bit of a read if you're interested in this watch. But yeah, I'm just thrilled that they've upgraded the movement. It's not a small upgrade, is it either? It's a pretty significant upgrade. It's one that this watch has been crying out for years. In fact, they probably should have been making this watch, and I'm talking about the original Blue Planet watch, with a movement like this right at the very beginning. But anyway, it's in this watch now, a decent movement. And I think this watch is now, well, just much better for it.